got a customer's Raptor here. We'll take for a quick spin and see if we can diagnose the fault on it. Supposedly there's a bit of like a surging or a braking kind of a response when riding. So we need to just identify where that's coming from. It's either going to be a VESC or a motor problem, I'd say. So let's take it for a ride and find out. Check all the settings in the VESCs. I haven't connected to it yet. I would go through and update the firmware on both of them. Check the settings are all correct. We have to get a spot welder to open this box. Wires up quickly now. So, check this out. Slightly smaller than I thought it would be, actually. Looks like little strips there for practicing. Comes with a soldering iron, so we'll be able to use it as another soldering station. And it's got a handheld probe here. Makes it a little bit easier to move the probe around and get your spot weld in the correct position instead of using the one that's actually mounted onto the front of it. So hopefully that will make it a little bit easier. What else have we got? That looks like a little foot pedal to trigger the weld, power adapter. Little soldering station thing just to put the iron in, and some additional probes by the looks of that, and a fuse and an Allen key. Okay, so here's a bit of a close-up shot. It's called a Sunco. I think that's how you say it. 709A. I'm not exactly sure how much it was. I think it was like $200 or something. Looks to be really well made. Nice solid big connectors there. Just feels like a plastic handheld section there. So hopefully that's fairly easy to use. The foot pedal with a spring. So yeah, I suppose that's how you activate it with your foot. I'm sure I can read all these instructions and learn everything I need to know fairly easily. Soldering iron, very fine tip on this soldering iron. Not sure if that would much use to me. Looks like you can replace that. So yeah, all in all, looks like a pretty decent little unit. So on the forums last week, I think it was, there was a new topic created about comparative numbers so that consumers can choose between the different electric skateboards on the market. This particular topic got fairly heated. You know, some people are saying, oh, you know, it's all about numbers, you know, you've got to have scientific testing, you've got to have numbers, otherwise people can make up anything. And they're right. Any retailer out there, anyone that's selling an electric skateboard or any product for that matter, can literally make up stuff and just put out claims. The thing is though, at the end of the day, especially with YouTube these days, everyone's got a camera. You can't really make stuff up. Eventually, someone's just gonna get your product, go and test it, and go, hold on, it doesn't go 45 kilometers an hour. That's weird. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, investing in fancy equipment like a custom built dyno machine so that you can put your electric skateboard on there and run it at its maximum and calculate the maximum peak torque output at what RPM, and you know, what is the maximum wattage that you can put into the motor, and you know, all that stuff is useful information, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't really mean anything to the end user. I can pretty much guarantee most of my customers over the last 3 years, well, for one, they might not even really know what the torque at RPM means anyway. You know, if you told me that this motor can produce 2 Newton meters of torque at 6,000 RPM, I don't even know what, I could guess what that means, but what does it mean? Nobody really knows what that means. So that sort of information, at least at this point in the e-board world, it's irrelevant really. What we need to know, and this is, I'm calling out Mellow Boards, Inboard, Starry, all the big Kickstarter campaigners, especially the ones with hub motors. I'm calling you out. Just make a video going up a steep hill. Now, and then this is another thing that I spoke about in, by the way, if you don't know what forum I'm talking about, electric-skateboard.builders, or ESK8 Builders forum. You'll search it, you'll find it. It's the #1 ranked electric skateboard forum in Google, so I'm sure you'll find that. Yeah, that was one of the first comments I made. It's just like, make a video. Just show us your product with a human on it riding up a hill. If it can do that, the product's pretty good. Unfortunately, I don't know, maybe these videos exist and I haven't seen them. If they exist, please comment below, tell me, show me where these videos are. Mellow board, inboard, come on guys, up a hill please. Not sort of a slight incline that you can sort of hit with speed and sort of fake it. I'm talking starting from a stationary position, essentially accelerating from 0 to as fast as you can to try to get up that hill. That's a good test of torque output. It proves that your product can get you up a hill, because my argument is electric skateboards are really only useful if they go uphill. Because think about it, if they can't go up a hill, why do you really need an electric skateboard? Like, if you've got long distances to travel and you want to cover ground rapidly, yes, an electric skateboard is great. But you've got to also bear in mind, a skateboard without motors is a really efficient way to get around. They roll like super efficient. So if you've just got flat ground, just get a skateboard, guys. You don't need motors, you don't need a battery. An electric skateboard is really expensive compared to a normal skateboard. So yeah, let's get back on track here. So the original thread, like the original topic on the forum, was about comparative data, and it got heated. Everyone's like saying, man, you're one dude was calling me an arsehole just because I was saying, well, who cares about the dyno results from an electric skateboard? We're just people who want to ride skateboards, and we want them to go a certain range, a certain speed, and perhaps what is the maximum rider weight. They're probably the 3 common bits of information people need, and you do not need a dyno to tell that. You don't need it. You can literally go out on the street and ride the skateboard. You answer those questions. I love getting deliveries. Let's see, I don't know what this is. I honestly have no idea what this is. Oh, what have we got here? Armoric. A bit of a whiskey, single malt, unchill filtered. Okay, fair enough. Great whiskies come from great craftsmanship. The single malt Armoric whiskey acquires its unique and subtle taste from the combination of a double distillation and carefully selected casks allied to the passion of the master blender for finding the perfect balance of flavors. This is a French whiskey, so yeah, if it wasn't like 4 in the afternoon, I'd have a little bit of this, maybe tonight. Let's have a look inside. Okay, nice label. What else is in the box? The Whiskey Club. So I joined a whiskey club. So yeah, you get a new whiskey every once a month. Doesn't mean you got to drink the whole thing in that month though. You just sip at it and then you put it on your shelf and then, you know, drink it whenever you want. And then by the end of like 12 months, you should have a pretty healthy collection. That's the plan anyway.